going on, everybody out there in podcast land?
Yo, yo, yo.
Hello, my darlings.
What up, what up, what up? Happy Tuesday.
Fucking Tuesday.
Indeed. How are you guys? Long time no see.
Feeling good
Killer
tonight. How about
as
yourself?
always.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't ever complain when it's showtime, but it's been a busy week. Busy week. I don't want to even start with the garden update. We shall get into all that. But first, before I even talk about what I'm smoking on, I want to reminisce a little bit. Imagine walking into your local head shop. It's year 2001. They sell glass, sorted bubblers, bongs, but you can't call them that.
Nope.
You call them water pipes.
For tobacco use only.
For tobacco use only. And should you mention that you're going to consume any illegal herbs out of anything in that store, they will kick you right the fuck out. No, sir, we don't allow illegal acts to be participated in with our devices we sell here. It's not, no. So, like, listen, it's all above board at the local head shop in 2001. Okay? You buy your new piece. It's a nice little Sherlock. Beautiful. Bubbler bowl, you know?
Hard to find a good Sherlock these days.
It
Tangentially.
is. Well, you know, they tend to break very easily.
Yeah, they were a lot more around back then. Where'd they go?
They
Where'd the
were
Sherlocks
definitely like more of a trend back in the day. You're right. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I think people just stopped using them because they fucking broke all the time.
They're hard as shit to clean. Yep, okay.
Yes,
Continue.
anyway. So you purchase your new Sherlock bubbler. Walk out. You know exactly who you're going to call to get your going to put in it. However, something catches your eye. You're leaving the shop. Hanging on the wall on the way out is what looks like weed. But it is not weed, my friends. It is salvia divinorum.
That's where we're going with this.
And you know, in your youthful exuberance, you grab this 40X salvia. That's all above board. It's all legal. They would never sell some, really intoxicating substance to a minor, of all things, right? Like, surely this would never happen. So just fucking around. Yeah, I'm just going to put some salvia in this in the parking lot. We're just going to try it out right here. Ha, ha, ha. And you fly off to Jupiter for about 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes. I don't know. Guys, you ever do this stuff? Do you know what I'm talking about?
I tried it once and only once.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah, like this was the only time I experienced a true salvia high. It is so uncomfortable, like not pleasurable at all.
Comfortable, not fun at all.
No, I didn't like it.
Not
one time
pleasurable.
I would say, or I would bargain to say that most people try it once and only once. I know of people that, have done more, but what the fuck?
It's like
thank you.
Yeah, I knew kids that were like really into robo tripping and stuff like that too. Like, I feel like it was those types, like the ones that were just like I just need to be high, man. I don't care what on. Like, no, I knew this kid who was just like that. He's like, I was in lockup this one time, and I showed everyone in there how to get high using a CD, a paper clip, and some Windex.
What the fuck?
I'm like, well, that probably like put holes in your brain.
Yeah, you just shortened your lifespan.
It's like, yeah, I'm sure that would fuck you up, but like not in a good way, not in the way you want.
Yeah, it would fuck you up.
Definitely. That's
permanently.
The proper term for it.
Permanently.
So
that's what you call natural selection, my friends.
All right, like there's a lot of stuff, man. Like, I used to browse the internet. You ever go on arrowid.org?
No.
it's like the I forget what they call them. Entheogens, like any substance on planet Earth that like can put you in an altered state of consciousness is documented and like kind of indexed on this website.
All right.
Interesting.
And does it still exist, man? Arrowwood was the shit. They had like trip reports and all these like weird
Go ahead,
stories
get on
you
a
could
list.
read. So
He's already on it.
I'm sure
Are you
I am.
kidding me?
I'm sure I
Multiple
am.
times.
what was the point? What was I talking about before the Windex and the?
I don't know. You got to tell us,
Salvia.
but then you got high.
The point was salvia, right? Like this stuff, guys. Like, oh, I was gonna mention, like, you can get just as fucked up on nutmeg. Okay. Yes, the nutmeg you can buy at the grocery store.
Don't get fucked
like,
up on nutmeg.
Don't do that.
Don't.
I mean, I'm not like recommending you go do this. I'm just letting you know it's like it's
can.
it's an inebriating substance.
If you're an idiot, you can.
It's the same kind of thing with salvia. It's just like, yeah, this stuff will fuck you up, but you shouldn't do it. That's why it was legal back then, because like no one in their right mind, after knowing what that felt like and what it did to you, would like ever pick it back up and be like, yo, guys, let's smoke some salvia. It's gonna be fun.
An industry built on the backs of fools. It's kind of a little bit as like Delta 8, because though Delta 8 itself is not inherently bad, it just exists in such small quantities that the ways that they get it out of the plant so that they can sell it to people at gas stations is terrible. And then these people like willingly do it.
People like me.
Don't use Delta 8, people. Please, I beg of you.
No, don't. No, I wouldn't. Nothing you can buy at a gas station worth smoking.
Seriously. Unless it's a pack of American Spirits.
Yeah, right? There you go. Or those cloves. Remember the clove cigarettes?
Oh,
too?
fuck those things. You were smoking
man.
those back in the day. We had nothing to talk about.
Well, maybe like,
Sorry.
Marilyn Manson.
Oh, I love Manson. Fucking
There's
awesome
all the
musician.
goth kids smoking
But he's a fucking
clove
idiot.
cigarettes. That's all
Yeah,
they
I
need.
mean, I think I might have tried a few back in the day, but yeah, they were one of those things that like the contrarian smoked,
Yeah. I can
yeah.
smell them now that we're talking
Ah.
about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they made your mouth all like numb and tingly.
Yeah. And they crackle.
Yeah.
No, thank
Crackle
you.
when you smoke them. But yeah, guys, just like, I guess I'm bringing all this stuff up to like, let all you kids know out there how lucky you are. And B, I mean, shit, if you haven't tried it, maybe you probably should go try some salvia. It's like, it's a life experience, guys. Like, go try it.
This is not legal advice.
Only lasts 5 minutes.
Captain Autoflower is not a licensed physician or a lawyer.
Yeah, maybe consult with your physician first.
Yeah, consult with your physician.
Ask your doctor about salvia.
If salvia is right for you.
Side effects may include jibber jabbering to yourself incoherently, looking around in space at nothing. But yeah, guys.
Slight sense of panic.
But Captain told me it was okay.
Yeah, stick with the weed, guys. Speaking of weed, what do we got in the bowls tonight? Let's do a quick
G3, let's switch it up. You go first.
Mango Isle from Night Owl.
Yeah.
Mango Isle.
Mm-hmm.
What
Ding.
is the difference between Mango Smile and Mango Isle? Can you tell me?
Well, one's spelled ISLE.
Yeah, one.
Yeah.
It's lacking an M, and then you
Yep.
move the L over to a part where like you wouldn't think it would be.
There you go.
And I'm looking up lineage now because I don't know it off the top
I
of my
think that
head.
one has
So how much nutmeg would a teenager put in his chicken in order to get fucked? You're gonna
workaholic inquiring minds want to know.
I figured
How much
he would have,
nutmeg?
since he said, I figured he would have asked, like, how much do you put in, like, a pork tenderloin or something?
Yeah, right.
It's porkaholic.
Honestly, man, I'm not sure about dosages. Let's just say like a whole lot.
Yeah.
Like a whole lot. Enough to make you like what was that challenge people used to do? Like the cinnamon challenge? Now I'm like
Oh, it's
picturing
another
the
stupid thing.
nutmeg challenge. We're gonna start a trend.
Please
And
don't.
Mango Isle is Mango Smile Cross with Zelmedica Express.
Ah.
Nice. So that's got a lot of good sativa lineage in there.
Mm-hmm. I like her. I didn't grow her particularly well. She turned out great anyway because she was in the autopots and, but
Hmm.
I could have done better with her. She's still great. Just could have done better.
Okay. Well, that's on you. You know,
Yes, totally.
gotta just adapt and
We will
overcome.
get into the many ways I am fucking things up lately.
All right, good. That's on the back burner. Love it. Monster, what you got tonight, man?
I'm walking on some motherfucking pure Michigan.
Meat terps.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. It's like meat and gas all in one. It's just a wonderful smoke. I mean, you just, you know, it's very near and dear to my heart. It really is. It's not for
Good
everyone.
one.
I will admit it. It's not for everyone. I have some people that are like, ew, just like you responded. And I have other people that are like, yeah. Most people like it. Most
So
people like it.
G3, I think like the meat thing, like I don't know, you have an adverse reaction when you hear meat terps, but I don't think you've actually gotten the real true meat terps yet,
Probably not.
because they are
But
actually way more like gas oriented. I find on flavor wise, it's just like aroma. Sometimes when I stick my nose in the jar, it's very complex, and it's like a spiced salami or something. Like it's all the spices and
yeah, I've
Yeah,
gotten a
it's
certain like rainbow of savory, experiences with my like was it Goonie? Remember if it
uni.
was
Was it the
Goondocks
yeah,
or
Goondocks?
Sacred One. One of them was very much like Thanksgiving. So like I could smell
Mm,
like the turkey flesh from the bird and like stuffing and stuff like that. So it had that
interesting.
savory profile. Now when you say like meat terms, I'm thinking like I don't know, like a somebody slapping down a ribeye in like a
No, it's
like
yeah.
raw meat.
No. It's
a
more
drop
of
for nerd
an
girls.
definitely. Definitely. It's more of an umami thing. And like, all right, Master Yoda says it perfectly. It's like it is like snapping into a Slim Jim. Um, I mean, that's almost exactly what I get in some of the meat terp strains.
Oh yeah.
In particular, the one I got tonight is one of my Star Crunch crossed with Dog Walker from our friend Alabrije Genetics. I grew two of them, and the one like they were two very different phenos. This one is, the first that I harvested, it was like 74 days from seed, and this one is just straight up like Slim Jim, really salami, pepperoni stick, Slim Jim. It's spiced meat. It's not like ribeye, not like lamb chops or anything like that. G3. But I think you honestly dig it because on the exhale, it's a gas thing. It's flavor wise, I get all gas from it, and it's just like this unique, complex aroma that is not gas. There's something else to it, which I identify with meat. So
It's very interesting. I've mentioned like meat terps to people who are smokers but not growers. And they're like, what are you talking about? So,
it is a thing. You're right. No, you are totally right. And I feel like unless you are a diehard, like a true lover.
An
of-
aficionado, if you
Yes, an
will.
aficionado. Like you're probably not going to be into this stuff because like like this stuff rips. It does. It gets ya super
Yeah,
high.
I feel like all that type of shit knocks you on your ass. At least
Mhm.
me, anyway. It knocks me on my ass. I can't smoke too much of it, like, and get anything done, like be functional. Like if you just want to like chill and get high and relax, perfect weed. Not really a good daytime smoke unless you're like doing something
Oh.
really mindless.
Yeah. You might just sit
Like
on the
mowing
couch
the
and
lawn.
yep, that's a good activity for meat terp weed. So side note, I see you there, Johnny. I was looking forward to chatting
Aw,
with you tonight too.
we miss you
We had a couple
guys.
people that reached out and were like, yo, Johnny, Rev coming on. They're coming on next week. There was a situation. It's all good, but yeah, no worries. They'll be on
Next week.
next Tuesday.
The surgery was successful, so Johnny will be ready next week. We're all set.
Looking forward to seeing your new look, Johnny. So yeah, check out this bud.
Oh, I like it.
Hey.
It's a nice, solid top bud. It is. I mean, this stuff is dense. I bet you if I put this on a scale, it'd be like 2.5 grams. No,
Mm.
so beautiful.
So what is it? I don't even think you mentioned the name. Or no, you did. I'm sorry. I'm fucking retarded. Yeah.
Yeah, no. So I mentioned the lineage, Star Crunch and Dog Walker, and this one I am calling Star Walker. Kind of
They
fits.
kind of fit. Yeah.
Um, yeah, I love it. It might be my favorite of my recent harvest.
Okay, now.
So interestingly enough, I see Derpy's Terp Farm. What up, dude?
Oh,
It says
motherfucker.
burger terps are some of the best hash terps of all time.
I'm pretty
So
sure
is
he
it
could smoke
is
some
it
of
like
the pure Michigan
grilled
at the.
burger, or is it like raw meat hamburger?
I really don't even get it much in the taste. It's more in the nose.
Yeah, it's more of like the the
Is this like a
grilling.
grill thing? Is this like this is a
Yeah,
grilling
think
thing?
of like a burger on a charcoal grill that
Thank
you
you.
took off, right? You
Oh,
brought
I get it.
inside.
It's like meat
Right?
with the
It's like a
fire.
little bit of like fire, maybe a little bit of smokiness, and maybe like some onion that you have some like caramelized onion that you cooked up with it too.
Yeah. I
It's
know.
just an umami.
On a
Gotcha.
side note, if you're not using a charcoal grill, you're doing it wrong.
Hell yeah, man! I just got me a Weber kettle.
Hell yeah, man. I mean, they're I have a bunch of little Webers because I like to use I have a little one, I have a bigger one. Um, I mean, dollar for dollar, you can't get a better grill. I think you can
All right.
spend more money, and there are far superior grills out there. I ain't saying it's the best grill. I said dollar for dollar, it's a fucking great grill.
Value wise, man, you can do everything on it, and like what's like I don't care waiting in 20 minutes for the fire to be hot. You know what I mean?
No.
So
Like,
from the minute
it's all
you
good.
decide that you want a burger till
20 minutes.
it's till you're
Max.
actually eating it is 20 minutes.
No,
Max.
okay, till the grill is like ready and the meat's on the
'Cause
fire.
the burger cooks like in like 3 or 4 minutes on a fucking
Yeah.
charcoal grill.
But once you got the burger on the grill, it takes no time at all. Exactly. So maybe
Okay, so we're looking at 30, 35 minutes
30
total.
tops. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I like to use that time to get my burgers ready because I make my burgers by hand. So
There you go.
fucking fire up the grill. I chop up some onions, throw them in the burger.
Mm.
Fucking fire.
So yeah, now that smell that you're imagining is kind of like I got it in one of the other Star Walker. I told you I grew two of them, and I'm still trimming, believe it or not. I'm still in trim jail, and the second one smells like hamburger. It's maybe like a little bit of mustard. Some like it's just it reminds me of it's the smell of burgers on a grill in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking awesome. So
Absolutely.
they're out there. They are out there. So yeah, guys, we want to get into meat terps. Tonight I wanted to talk about. I mean, I had some issues this week. We had some serious ass garden issues. And it was because a storm came through, like a real bad storm, and we lost power. I wasn't home for that. So like came back, the power was on, and I didn't really know anything was awry till I went up into the garden later that night. And fuck, it's hot up here and it smells like it stinks, man. Like I could tell there was no negative pressure on my tents. I must not have been pulling anything through the carbon filters because both of my exhaust fans were not working for some reason. Must have been that power shortage, right? That I didn't know about. But of all the things that stopped, it was both my T4 and my T6.
Don't you have them hooked up to your...
The panel was working fine. Like the controller 69's working just perfect.
They have like
Everything's
a memory
Did you unplug it and plug it back in?
Power goes off.
Well, that's all it took was like a unplug and a reset.
It's happened to me a bunch. Just normal, even without power surges.
It was on, but like it was not spinning. So like that's an issue, you know. That sucks. Like of everything else, literally every other appliance was able to like restart itself and go right back to the same setting that I had it on. Even my window air conditioner and my, you know, Amazon special dehumidifier. That sucks. So for a couple hours, both of my tents were like over 90 degrees and 90% humidity. There was like water dripping down the walls when I opened the thing up, you know?
Ooh.
Yeah, and the plants were not happy at all. Like super pissed off. We're on day 12 of flower. So like they're in a very sensitive part of their life.
Yeah.
And the leaves are like got that
Angry
like
teenagers.
droop, you know, that droop like this.
Yeah, they're not happy.
They're not like praying like this. They're like this.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, fuck, right? Like I got the environment back in check. Looks cool.
How long were things awry?
At least 4 or 5 hours.
Okay.
You know, like not a super long time, but long enough that like, you know, they were not happy about it. Okay. So fast forward 12 more hours. I go to sleep. I wake up in the morning. My lights go off at 8:30 a.m. Okay. They're supposed to. I went upstairs. Actually, I like, you know, everything looked fine. So like I was actually very busy that morning. I went to work. I did not do my typical morning garden check-in. So I didn't go up that morning, you know. Lights go off at 8:30. Boom, we're, you know, like clockwork. Everything would be perfect. I come home from work. I go up into the garden. It is 6:30 p.m. The lights are on.
Well, that's not right.
It's yeah, right. Like it's supposed to be my dark period. 12 hours of dark, starting at 8:30 till 8:30 p.m. So like, fuck, the power surge affected my lighting controller as well. So it did not turn my lights off at 8:30 a.m. It's been 10 hours of lights on when the lights were supposed to be off. Day fucking 13 of flower.
They'll be okay.
Right?
They'll be fine.
Super bummer.
But that digital light controller doesn't have a battery backup?
Maybe, you know, so I'm not sure, you know. It does. It should.
Should.
If it doesn't, these are features that need to be built into all grow equipment.
You throw
redundancy.
like
You need some redundancy.
97,000 useless features, but the one that you really need isn't there. That's fucking crazy.
So I had something
disappointed.
very similar happen to me, but I didn't catch it until
What
it
did
was
you
too
do?
late. So the only thing that I can guess is that maybe at some point I lost power for a short period, and when everything came back on, so ooh, my oscillating fan is not connected to my controller. It's just on a standard speed all the time. I just have it on its own. So it was running. Apparently,
Oof.
looked fine, looked normal. Was running, was moving. I could hear it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
but it wasn't.
it was on 1.
Mm.
I don't know how it got on 1. I've never run a fan on 1 before. There's no fucking point to run a fan on 1. I don't know how it got
right?
on 1. So I don't know if like the power went off, came back on, and instead of it being on 4 or 5, it was on 1. I don't know how long it was, but it was long enough to give my poor drowsy butt rot. So
Oh.
You know what? I just gotta fucking do it. So I actually broke AC Infinity 8-inch fan. I dropped it, hanging it up for somebody, and the blades broke. Right? So I think to myself, AC Infinity should sell a fucking replacement part for this. Like, it's pretty easy to take the thing apart and put it in. Nope. They won't sell you a replacement part. I did
No?
a ton of research trying to find something that would work.
they just won't give you a blade.
Gotta get a new
No, so
whole
the
unit.
blade, yeah, you got to buy a whole new fucking fan. So luckily you can just get the basic one, but that came out of my fucking pocket because I broke the fucking fan.
Mm.
So I had to fucking pay for it.
Ouch.
Shit happens, you know what I mean? Like, but it really pissed me off that they wouldn't sell me a replacement part. Like, they said they were not able to, and I'm like, you don't want to, or you're not able to. Which one is it?
Able
Be like,
to.
You know what I mean?
Do you know who I am? I'm an affiliate, damn it. I have a coupon code.
Piss me the fuck off.
I mean, they've got to
So I-
have just barrels of them sitting in the warehouse, right?
you would think. Well, the warehouse is in China,
Mm.
so I did sit back and I thought about it for a second. I'm like, they probably don't like have any parts like even available to ship. Like, but I'm saying like you could make a request like from your, hey, when you guys send me 77,000 fans this month from fucking off the boat, can you throw in a fucking 8-inch blade for I don't know. It just pissed me the fuck off because
Too much to ask.
that part can't cost that much money, right? But the whole fan was like I had to buy like the regular one without the controller. I think it was like $200. I don't even remember. Add to cart and did it. Pissed me the fuck off though. So fuck you, AC Infinity.
Damn.
Make sure you use code Cultivation if you want to.
Yeah, right. I love throwing that in there too.
Don't drop your fans.
Yeah, it's my
So,
fault.
yeah,
I dropped. Like, I'm not saying the fan the fan should have broke. It dropped from like 12 feet in the air. I was on a ladder. You know what I mean? Like, remarkably,
Yeah, it happens.
the housing and all that didn't break. It was the fan blade itself. I don't know. It must have like just jostled the right way and snapped the blade off.
Yeah, we had some AC issues, ACI issues this week,
Mm-hmm.
didn't we? But I mean, maybe they. I was like honestly thinking maybe they heard our last show and they like hacked into my
Cursed.
fucking my 69 controller Pro or whatever. That thing's like hooked up to the internet, isn't it? That means they can
can of Big
backdoor
Brother.
that shit.
Yeah.
Like John Travolta in that movie Swordfish, just numbers scrolling around, hacking into the mainframe,
Hacked into our tents.
going into Captain's controller to make sure his fans don't work. Wait. So we got off on a bunch of tangents. Okay. Holy shit.
Yes, go back
You don't
to
say.
First of all, I want to answer what would you do if you were me in my situation? You walk in, your lighting schedule's all fucked up. It's daytime when it should be nighttime. You missed a whole light period or a whole dark period of your flower cycle. What would you do?
At this point, I'd just
Flip it.
let it roll. I wouldn't flip it back because the plant's already fucked and stressed from changing its lights.
And when you say don't flip it back, like, so it's been 10 hours of light when it should be dark. At that point, there's 22 hours of continuous light for these plants. Mind you, they also had very considerable stress from the temperatures and all that stuff too. So like, super stressful day for these plants. What would you do in the immediate?
They've been on the entire time?
They've been on for 22 hours.
And what's the humidity in there?
Right away. The humidity and the temperature was fine, daytime temps.
How far along are you?
I'd shut down the lights immediately.
It was day 13 of flower.
Lights
ding, ding,
off.
ding.
Immediately.
Lights off right away.
Immediately, right away.
Give them a full dark period.
Yes.
How long?
Right away.
Yes.
How long was it? When would have the lights turned off if you just left it alone? Because they would eventually turn off.
They would have gone off at 8. Let's say just 8 in the morning, and I was up there at 6. They were on all day from 8 to 6, even before. Like they're on during the night from 8 p.m. till 8 a.m. Then they were also on from 8 a.m. till now 6 p.m. So we shut the lights off right away. Give them at least a full 12 hours of dark. Now, I considered giving them more than 12 hours for a couple reasons. Like, I was like, it's been 22 hours of straight light. Should I give them now almost a full days of dark to balance that out? Like,
No.
That logic doesn't jive with me. I wouldn't.
Yes, I didn't think the plants would find that logic very.
No.
The
world is ending.
I don't
the
think
endless
the plants
day
would have
and then
agreed.
the endless night.
Yeah, exactly. It would have
It
just
is the
been
end
more
times.
stress. Correct. Like, so I'm like, all right. I'm the plant. What do I want? Like, I want it to go back to normal right the fuck away. So I don't change anything. Like I shut the lights off for 12 hours, give them nighttime. I was running my lights at night because it's summertime. I'm up in the attic. I don't want them running during the day. But like, guess what? It's like too fucking bad. Lights are gonna run during the day. Like now that's just what's gonna happen because,
You can slowly shift it back.
I'm glad you mentioned that, G3.
That's not a bad idea, G3.
How would you do that? And like, what would? Yeah, explain.
Every
that.
couple of days, I would just change the light and dark period, shift it by an hour.
Give them like an extra hour of dark every couple days,
Just
maybe
shift
like
the whole period. So if they are supposed to turn on, at 8, they turn on at 9, and then they turn off again an hour later than they're supposed to normally. So your whole period just shifts closer to where you were.
But in practice, like I get what you mean. Like you're shifting. Your
Are you asking them more light or more dark?
Yeah. Do you give them more light or more dark when you shift?
That's a good question. I run 12-12, so I don't think it matters either way.
What about you, Monster?
Because you're going to be taking or adding a dark from the other side. I don't know if that makes sense.
Does I see exactly what you're saying.
If your lights go on an hour earlier, they're going to go off an hour earlier. So you're just shifting it. So it's just that 1 hour, you're just changing things a little bit. You're still running the same length of time. Your trigger point changes.
Gotcha. But for that one day, like for that
one time period,
that one instance, like they would have either like that in that 24 hours, there would be like a 13-11 or a
yes,
one way or the other. Like, how are you making that change? That's my question.
I think it's probably easier. You're less likely to trigger re-vegging. You're not going to trigger re-veg at all. It's 1 fucking hour in one time period. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter.
Okay.
The plant's not that sensitive.
You are right. Now
You're like making me overthink this.
You're right. No, make a decision now. Now.
Like there has to be logic applied to this. No, it's an hour. It doesn't fucking matter.
So you are right. But now I looked, I was looking into light cycles and stuff. Like I'm like, if I give them an extra dark, an extra hour of dark, that would benefit like the flowering, response, and they're in the beginning stages of flower. That's what I want, but at the sacrifice of the, photosynthesis during that day, like, what do you do? I went with more dark, ultimately.
I would have
With
done
more
that as
dark.
well. I think so. It makes logically more sense to me. More light is more quote unquote dangerous.
More, right? Well,
It's
so
not
like
though, but yeah.
I am actually, so I'm like I am currently running my lights during the day, but every day when it's the dark period, okay, I go upstairs and I like just set my light timer back an hour, like for whatever time it thinks it is right now, just, fall behind. Like it's daylight savings for my plants every day. And they're getting an extra hour of dark every day. So I'm doing 11 hours on, 13 dark until I reach the point where I'm running my lights from 8 p.m. till 8 a.m. again.
Mm-hmm.
Then I might switch back to 12-12. But just from like reading a little bit on, on the internet about what people think about running alternate light cycles, I think I might actually try an 11-13. And then as time even goes forward in the flowering, I might even ramp it back to a fucking
I
10,
don't know
14.
if you remember, we talked about this a while on the show. I was experimenting a little with this. I did the 14-hour light cycle. I did the 13-hour light cycle. The 13 is the sweet spot, in my opinion.
13 hours of light or dark?
On. 13 hours of lights on.
So
Remember,
that's the opposite of what I'm. Why would you think that?
And that's
I'm just
isn't that so close?
photosynthesis is the key. The more light, the better end product you're gonna have at the end of the day, in my opinion, and you're gonna get more of it.
With photos, it's right around 14 hours that you're triggering a re-veg, right? So isn't 13
No,
running
you have to go
super
closer to
close
6.
that?
You have to go closer to 16 hours.
Okay.
Interesting. So I think it has to be very strain dependent too, because as I'm reading stuff.
Oh, sure. Every
Hawaiian
strain's gonna
growers,
react differently.
people that live close to the equator, people that grow outside in Hawaii, like they can't even, like, they basically have to have stuff that grow that, like, when they flip to flower, it's like a 11-13 or lower, more dark than 12 hours a day. The strains they have out there don't even flip to flower at 12-12 because that's their veg cycle all year in Hawaii. That's just what daytime's like. So like there are some strains that, like, in order to get them to flip, in order to like really get them to trigger, some people say that's a little bit of a trick. You can give them in that first couple weeks of flower, you give them an extra hour of dark. It makes sure like they get going. Then like you're saying, Monster, it's all about the photosynthesis.
I think that
Ultimately-
logic makes good sense in the beginning, just like you said, a little bit less light, because that's kind of replicating nature anyway in some ways, right? That they're not going to get quite as much, the sun's not going to be quite as intense in the early. They might get the timing, but it's all about the fucking
But
PPFE
if you're
DOI.
really trying to replicate nature there, you would continuously ramp down your hours of light during your flowering cycle, like that, daytime hours from late August to early October, right? It continuously is getting less and less light. So by the end of the
but
day,
you're talking like minutes a day.
Yeah.
That's a
it
lot of.
adds up.
It
It
adds
does.
up to a significant amount of times, maybe an hour. And
We all
maybe
know
True.
there
But
are
doing
some
it all
breeders
at
too
once.
who
you know.
recommend less light in the beginning.
So I'm just curious, and I have read, like, some people say that, like, you get different phenotypical expressions from the plant. You get more diverse expressions that are
I've
like
heard that as well.
I could see
more,
that happening.
It brings out a different expression in the plant, and I'm curious about that. So like Monster, and I hear you, like, it's all about photosynthesis. But I don't grow for yield. I don't care about my numbers. I just want like uh, nice looking plants that smell good, taste good, do the job in the jar. And I think I can get there running a lesser light cycle, and I'm curious what it'll do.
Yeah.
Only one way to fucking find out, right, G3?
Fuck
Tell 'em.
around and find out.
Damn right. That's damn right.
Geez, that information might have been a little more useful to me yesterday.
Before I forget, though, Cap, turn the timer off on that fucking light and get a digital timer so this will never happen again. When your lights go out, when they come back on, they'll be back on their regular cycle.
Say that one more time. I'm trying
That's all right. I'm choking on that dab. Turn off the timer on the optic, right? Just bypass it completely. Take the plug of the light, put it into a digital timer. They have battery backups. So when you do lose power, when it does finally come back on, your light cycle will continue as it did normally. Can't say anything about your ACI fans. Because if you remember years ago, way before we started doing video, I had that same problem with a bunch of fucking ACI fans. They would you'd open the door and you'd have a rainforest. And you'd look, and the controller says that it's fucking cranking right now. It says it's on 10, but the fan isn't spinning. So you'd unplug it, plug it back in, and then it start working. It's a fatal flaw with some of their fans, and it's not consistent either. So,
I think the ones I have up there are not like the newest models.
I haven't had it happen in the newer ones. Have not had it happen in the newer ones. It's only the older what do they call them? The Cloudline 8, whatever, the 8-inch ones.
T6.
Way
T8.
before they had Bluetooth and all that jazz. It was the second generation, because the first generation, in my opinion, actually had a better controller than the second generation, but that's another story. The second generation ones had that issue. I don't think the ones with like the Bluetooth and all that jazz. And I don't actually think, now here's my next question, because I was going to say, I don't think it's the fan, I think it's the controller, but you can eliminate that question. Are you using a newer controller or an older controller?
Honestly, it is not the newest AC Infinity controller either. It's the one that I got with the damn fan.
Okay, I think it's the controller, because I don't think it's the fan at all.
Yeah,
my suspicion is it's the controller. Yeah, it's a
man.
glitch in the
All I know is
controller.
How do you
sucked.
tell when a controller goes wrong? When your controller is supposed to be the piece that you're supposed
I
to
think it's
trust
just
to
a
report on
software
it.
glitch in the controller, because ACI sent me out 2 replacement controllers, and then I just gave up. It just kept happening. I just told them, I'm like, look, guys, you've sent me 2 replacement controllers. It still does the same thing. Like, and I don't know what it is, but it really pisses me off, because I still have, I still have 2 of those fans in use. I got around this problem by actually having both the fans connected to a smart plug that automatically turned on and off twice a day randomly, just for a minute. And that would fix the problem. Just a random reboot, basically. And I stopped having the problem. But it's basically like unplugging it and plugging it back in. There's just some sort of glitch with the controller. I don't know what it is.
Who will control the controllers?
I do, motherfucker. Fucking Batman.
Give all our power to the controllers.
Mm-hmm.
But G3, you mentioned you had bud rot.
Yeah.
Oh, bummer.
I don't want this to gloss past. This is a devastating thing to happen.
It is.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's
yeah,
one of
it's
those
terrible.
things that, because, as far as I thought everything was set up perfectly and good to go, it's one of those things that.
Was it a fan thing too? Like,
yeah, it was
you
just
didn't have proper ventilation.
Everything was fine. she was the only plant in a 4x4. She was in the autopot system. I had one oscillating fan that no longer oscillates. That was like the AC Infinity first gens.
Dude, AC Infinity's on a fucking roll tonight.
Those were the
guys, they're
first
coming
that
out with
was replaced.
awesome new products all the time.
Yep.
That
Make sure
one
you
was
use
replaced.
code Cultivation if you need anything.
I have to say that the new gen oscillating fans have been spectacular so far, except for this issue,
So
which
funny.
I don't think so.
I don't know really how it happened. Now, could this be user error? Sure. You know, I'm a fucking stoner. Like, I don't pay attention half the time anyway. So, is this something I could have set it at 1 at some point? Maybe. Do I think that happened? No. But I don't know how this happened. I don't know how it got set at 1. It just did. And now we're paying the price.
So
And it's one of those things that's like, everything looks fine. You think you're chugging along, and then you like glance some of that webbing out of the corner of your eye, and like your heart stops. It
I know
just
the
stops
feeling.
because, man, anything else you can try, CPR, bring that plant back to life, fight the good fight with bud rot. That's it. You're fucking done.
Yeah, I've only experienced it outdoors, and it spreads like the fucking plague.
Mhm.
You cut affected branches off, you look at other ones, they look fine, you come back the next day, you find another one, and
Yep.
it just continues.
Indoors is
It
just
continues.
not even fucking worth
yeah.
it. You got
Am I
it.
correct
Kill your
in
plant.
saying that is the same thing as botrytis?
It is.
Yes.
Yep. Botrytis causes bud rot.
Sucks. It's a virus. It's
It's fungus. It's a fungal
fungus.
spore that's in the air all of the time. And the problem is when it actually lands on your plants, it likes warm, damp conditions. And the insides of your buds are very warm and damp. So the oscillating fans, the continuous air movement, the direct air movement kind of brushes those spores away from your plant, keeps them from landing and kind of getting in there and infecting things.
Gotcha.
So I
the
had
worst.
air movement, but it was so minimal that it couldn't actually do anything. Like putting my hand next to the plant, I couldn't even feel it. So it was doing absolutely nothing for the plant itself. It was just sitting there, right for the taking. And Pennsylvania.
Right for the take.
I'm in southeast Pennsylvania. All right. We get so
It's humid
humid
as
here. We are technically considered subtropical. So
Yeah, it's like a rainforest climate during this
Yes.
time of the summer.
during this time of year, it is hot and humid and really difficult. So if you don't have oscillating fans, if I don't have oscillating fans, that's it. I'm going to get bud rot.
So, do you think it's just, oscillating, or you just need more fans, like just more air movement?
More fans
in
definitely
general?
could do it. I just think oscillating fans kind of covers. A 4x4 has such a large space that I would need multiple fans in order to cover it all. Whereas one properly functioning
Yeah,
on the
true.
correct level oscillating fan can cover all of that space easily. So I had all of the equipment. It was all could have been absolutely fine. It's just I didn't check it, didn't know.
For about $20, you could buy one of those 8-inch round HEPA replacement filters, cut a hole inside of a tote, throw that filter in, duct it to your tent. You now have a HEPA air filter intake. And it, not saying it's gonna completely eliminate any problem you might have, but just a little extra
It'll help.
insurance.
Yeah.
Insurance
Anything
from
to help.
pathogens, viruses.
You can
fungus
even make
getting
it
in there.
powered by throwing a fan in there. Some people like to have an active intake, and that's actually going to increase your filtration of the air anyway. So it's not the worst idea.
So, can a plant with bud rot
No.
salvaged
No.
in any way?
No.
In any way?
No.
What if I
No.
really want it? What if I
No.
don't have
No.
any in jars? I
No.
don't have any.
A
But what if-
1,000%
But
no.
but guys, what if What
No.
if I have a remediation machine? What then, motherfuckers?
No, not even then, because
I'll
it's...
pack it in jars. And
Have you
sell
ever
it.
seen... Look up some images of bud rot. It's like brown mush. It's fucking disgusting. And
That like
True,
spidery
true.
webbing is
There's
so
nothing that can be done.
specific.
So it's like, what if it's contained to...
No.
It's so funny.
Because
Strong
it's
Island.
not.
He says mushroom terps. Hell yeah, dude. That's
It's gross.
now listen. I've never been grossed out by
mushroom
cannabis terps,
baby.
but if somebody tried giving me some weed that tasted like mushrooms, we're out.
You
That's
think
it.
you
I'm
That's
out.
what
know,
GMO
you'd
is,
know
dude.
right away, like if you got
No, it's
bud
not.
rot weed,
Everybody
you'd be
says
like,
that. It's
Garlic
you'd be like,
mushroom
what the
onion.
No,
fuck is
doesn't
this?
taste anything like mushrooms to me.
No. It's not. It's named after. It's genetically modified organism.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's a joke because it's like a strain of Thin Mint Girl Scout cookies, and the joke was at the time that it was like they were using genetically modified. Has nothing to do with garlic, mushroom, and onion. Telling you, but maybe I think people identify the funk with all that stuff.
Yeah,
It's-
but it has a very specific smell to it.
No
Yeah.
bueno. Now I have seen people like cut off effective
Yeah,
branches.
so you can't. Yeah, can you do that? Can you cut
No.
off a branch?
Don't.
What if the other branches look fine? G3, I got nothing in jars. I'm really counting on this. I've worked so hard. I'm like 8 weeks.
It's not worth it.
wouldn't.
I've
It's not
Like-
worth it. I guarantee you,
people
if
do it,
it's
but I
on
wouldn't
one
recommend it.
part
Alright.
of your branch to a point where you can see it, it's on your entire plant.
She's right.
And it's going to be in your lungs, and you're going to
Question.
fuck up your health. Stop it. Don't do it.
Will it get me high?
Sure.
Will it get me higher?
Oh, yeah.
Than nutmeg?
Oh, definitely. You'll fucking be high, all right.
Will it get me higher than salvia
Yeah.
or a CD and Windex and a paperclip?
How high are the
What the
gates of St. Peter?
But like, all right. Can I cut off the damn branch and salvage any of this plant?
No.
I wouldn't.
Really?
No.
I
It can't. No. You can't make it into oil.
What if I
you
bud
can't
wash
eat it? You can't,
You
bud wash
you,
it.
You can't cook
No.
it into anything.
The
You
whole
can't do
thing is
shit with it.
infected. It's dead. It's gone. Say goodbye. You fucked up.
Fuck, man. That really is like the worst thing that can happen,
is.
then, isn't it?
The worst.
Yeah,
Worst.
because most
Everything
most
else, there's a
cases-
battle to fight,
Yo,
and bud rot there
Charles,
is not.
listen, man, listen. I know, man. I'm just playing the part of the person that wants to salvage their bud rot infested crop. We're here to tell you guys not to do that.
Smoke it.
It's not worth it.
But Charles
Boof-
is here to
boof
tell you
it.
to smoke it.
I bet you could boof it.
Can I boof my bud rot weed? I won't taste the mushroom terps then. It'll still get me high. I mean, it's full spectrum effect. Guys, come
You're
on.
gonna have
I
bud
gotta
rot in your
salvage
ass.
this shit,
That's
man. Like,
not-
I worked
no.
so hard. We're 9 weeks in. I'm like right near the end. I was really counting on this stuff. Like, I gotta be able to do something with it.
Nope.
Can I make oil? Can I
My deepest condolences, dear sir. I suggest you pop another seed.
boof it? Just boof it. If that's really your if you listen, that's our honest advice is that if you need to make use of your
Please
bud
don't.
rot infested
Please
crop,
don't. You
boof
say
it.
R. That's captain's advice. I do not endorse
Right.
the boofing of
Right, my
botrytis
email is
laced weed.
cautoflower@gmail.com.
I do not encourage this.
You're not on board with boofing
No.
your bud rot?
No.
All right.
There's one thing to do with bud rot weed.
All right. All this.
You take
all
your
this talk
garbage
about.
grow and put it in the garbage can.
There you go. There you
You
go.
went full retard, man.
All this talk
Never go
about.
full retard.
Oh my God, Nukem. Is that Nukem?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking sick, dude. All this talk about shitty weed is depressing me. Why don't we pull up a Patreon garden and check out what they
Hell
got going
yeah.
on?
Yep. Let's see somebody who can
I
actually grow
agree.
right now.
100%. This is the no knock raid segment of the show. We
Yeah.
have
Knock, knock, knock.
we have a little soundbite in the works. It's gonna be like open up, motherfuckers, we're coming in.
No one
And then
expects the Spanish Inquisition.
Then you hear like the door break down. A boot heel hits the door. Oh my God! All right, get this banner out of here.
Is that you,
Jesus
Dad?
Christ. So we're no knock rating Quasimodo's bell tower. Right. I want to
Look at
start
those
a little
leaves.
bit back.
Ooh.
I want to start a little bit back. Wow, he's in Australia, I believe. You know that?
Yes.
Pretty sure. So. A little bit back. Okay. You can tell he uses a nice, it looks like that AC Infinity Scrognet that I use as well.
Are they made of like
Elastic
bungee cordy things?
Yep.
joint. Got a nice spread out looking tent. Those look like photo periods to me. What would you say?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell
No.
by looking at plants sometimes?
Sometimes.
I feel like I can. I also feel like I can tell cats by their gender just by looking at them too. But that's more just a feeling than a fact. No, I'm just asking. Can you tell if they're an auto or a photo just by looking?
I can in flower, but not like in veg. I mean, I'd have to. I've never thought about it that way. So maybe I don't know. I'm gonna say no.
It's a good thing to start paying
It's
attention
got those
to.
nice those nice five-fingered leaves. You know, it looks good. Yeah, you have no idea really. Ultimately, you don't. Here's like a baby tent. He's got at least 2 tents. Doing the perpetual grow thing. I love it.
Is there a difference between silver and white interior tents? Any
Actually, I
measurable
think
difference?
White is better from what I hear.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, no. No. Actually, it's not. So, real mylar is probably a little bit better, but I like the flat white better personally. I think it's a cleaner look, and
It's clean, but it doesn't seem to like actually reflect anything.
it's really close to mylar. It to the naked eye, G3, it actually, you're right. It doesn't seem to, but it does way more than you think. So, just before I forget, if anybody's ever trying to paint a grow room and they want to paint it white, do not use gloss paint. It's counterintuitive to what you would think. You don't want gloss paint. You want flat white paint. Thank you.
Interesting.
Interesting. Yeah, it is. I would
there a
have thought
reason?
glossy.
I would have thought the same thing.
Yep. Look it up.
I definitely will.
So I'm noticing a couple things about Quasi's. Well, at least this looks like Quasi's 3rd tent now, because it's a different color scrognet. More mature plants in this one. I'm noticing he uses autopots. Hell yeah, brother. Love it. I'm noticing, yeah, he's got to be in Australia because he's got a Celsius calibrated hygrometer. And ain't no self-respecting American would ever do such a thing.
Pretty colors.
But yeah, beautiful colors. They look like they're on their way out. Like, I love the not just the scrognet, but the bamboo pole for support. Here's even more, man. This has got to be even maybe another tent where it looks like he's got some clones. Doing the whole damn thing, man. And it's the outback.
Definitely going to
Wallaby.
get to Australia.
Yeah, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Walking trail. Limestone. Probably hot as fuck that day.
Cliff.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's in one of those regions where they got like all the ancient hand paintings on the caves and stuff. That's so cool. So cool. All right, so we're fast forwarding a little bit here. We've seen a couple of his gardens. They're beautiful.
So many
We
plants
get
at so many different stages.
Yeah, right. I know. He's much like myself. He's just always got to be doing more. What's this? It looks like a bow.
It
he a
is.
hunter?
Yeah, it's a bow.
Yeah.
What are you hunting down under there, Quasi? Little Joey kangaroos, shooting them while they're in their mama's pouch. Good sport, mate. It's a good sport.
A little savage.
I don't think they're allowed to do that. I'm just, I don't know. I don't know why that popped into my head. You're right. That's an awful thing to think. And to say out loud.
I mean, considering
podcast.
of all the millions of
Jeez.
things in Australia that like want to kill you,
You're right.
go for
I know,
baby
I know.
kangaroos.
I know. It's the shock value, you know. Hey, we're in Quasimodo's garden. Knock knock, knock knock.
Big leaves.
It's beautiful, man. He
Look
is
at
like
them.
really. I love the leaves. They're very close to the light, but
It's
it doesn't seem
cozy
like
in
they
there.
mind. Little. I think that's deliberately bended or kind of sunk over because reasons doesn't matter.
I've done that before with plants. It's a good way to
Yeah.
get them. Yeah, but I don't know. That one's hard to say whether it looks intentional or not.
But yeah, I mean, I guess wouldn't it just like continue to grow like this and fatten up?
Well,
Like,
maybe she was at this corner and she was growing towards the light in the center, and then he turned her towards the other way. I mean, if she's
Good.
all the way at the corner of the tent and she's a tiny thing, she might be growing diagonally towards the light at the center of the tent.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have
It's
to
just a
do a-
guess. Who
Do a
knows?
sidetrack here. I'm sorry. Frosty the Grow Man says, just so we are clear, CC is recommending salvia, but not bud rot weed. I think,
Either.
yeah, that's
None of the above.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say we were recommending salvia. That was more of a joke.
No, we're officially recommending 40x salvia divinorum. You got to find it at your local head shop, but you're going to need a time machine.
Yep.
I don't know, do they still sell that stuff, honestly? Yeah, they have to.
I know a
bet you
place. I know a place that would. I'll pop by there tomorrow and report back if they.
No, the funny thing is thinking about like the shaman, or not even the shaman, like the caveman who just like discovered this one day, like somehow inhaling the fumes of like a burning field. Oh my God. What just happened? You know, who the fuck knows? But
I'm pretty
All right,
sure
we're
you
back
can't
in-
even grow it.
no?
Yeah, I
thought it
think
was
it's
legal.
really hard to get. I don't think so. Not anymore.
Oh, Grinch Grower says it got banned. Fuck. Damn. Well, I
That
guess
would
they
make
found
sense.
out that it was really, really fucking kids up. All right, good. Actually makes me a little happy. But still, dark web that shit. Find it. Come on. You can find DMT, you can find salvia. Come on.
Whoa.
Can you grow, I
Look at
want
the
to
size
wonder,
of that
can you
leaf.
grow salvia in your weed garden?
I mean, I think if you can get the seeds, it's just a type of sage.
Is it?
Yeah, I believe so. Beautiful.
So
leaves.
what
Look
is
at that.
going on here? Does he have like...
What in the hell is going on here?
Is he using like the seed propagation tray just as like to hold up the plants, or is he kind of using that to automatically water them somehow?
Well, no. I think I figured out what's going on. He's utilizing those as risers, while at the same time simultaneously starting seeds in two of the other cubes.
Oh yeah, waste. Don't let that fucking space go to waste, right there, brother.
Yeah,
See ya.
I like that, man. That's
See ya.
fucking. That's using the noggin.
Guy's smart as hell, dude. They're so funny and smart. I feel like down under. Why is that? Just my perception.
They need their wits to survive.
They're quick,
Yeah.
quick.
It's amazing,
quick-witted.
country founded on fucking derelicts and criminals.
Will say too, I've been getting a lot of Australian bands popping up in my YouTube feed, and every single one of them is
What do you mean?
pretty good.
Bands. Yeah.
Yeah, like music, just like it feels like bands you would have seen in America 20 years ago.
Silverchair was big for a couple years.
Oh yeah,
Oh
one
man,
of my
I really like
favorites, dude.
Silverchair.
That album actually is a really good album. They never
Frog Stomp.
they blew their load, man. They never had anything good after that.
What, after Frog Stomp?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and yes and no, man. They went away from the grunge. They did. They got a little weird. They wrote some really good songs, though. I will say, I saw Silverchair around like 2005.
Okay.
One of the best concerts I've ever seen. Like, they
Really?
were so fucking tight.
Really?
And, yeah.
Wow, I would have thought they were more of a studio band.
And he sounded like he does on the albums live, which he always thought he had a great rock voice.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're back. We're back in Quasi's garden. Look at that beautiful.
Ooh, look at the rails on those sugar leaves. So pretty.
Hmm? Like a sativa one.
That's not an auto.
Right, I feel like it's not, but I know he's running some mango smiles, man. Could that be these?
There's a little
Could
bit of
it
both.
be? Well, that was the end of our tour. We're gonna have to check back in with Quasi, but
Gorgeous plants.
he says having issues with autopots, they are too good. So, and I said, Quasi, we're coming in. And G3 actually gave him a knock, knock, knock warning. That these are supposed to be no-knock raids.
Oh, well, you haven't officially named them yet, so we're trying on some things for size.
But no, and like, Monster, you were right. It was nice to see Quasi's dialed-in garden without any bud rot or salvia. Put up the picture. But,
Make sure your fans are running properly, people.
amen. And make
Check
sure
your
everything's
equipment.
running properly. Listen, if the electricity goes out, like, quadruple check things. Don't just look at it and be like, yep, it's running.
Yeah, if I
Really,
had taken
really
5
look.
seconds at any time and put in my hand in front of that fan and felt there was almost no air coming through, I would have changed it and maybe I wouldn't be in this situation. So, double check.
That's a real kick in the teeth. That sucks. Bud rot's terrible.
It
It's
happens.
Yeah, man.
You
it's
know?
such a
bummer.
sight too. You know, looking at that shit.
So gross.
It's
So,
only happened to me outdoors, but it's still like I remember, dude. Like when you look at a fucking 10 by 20 greenhouse full of fucking bud rot, you know, and that's with retarded ventilation too. You know what I mean? Like way more than anybody would ever put in a fucking greenhouse, and it still happened.
sucks. It sucks. It absolutely sucks.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
popping another Jowsy, she's going to be in the 3x3 by
The
herself.
Lobaka.
Yeah.
So wait, you already got bud? Like how far along were you?
She was on day. Hold on, I can tell you exactly. Do.
Oh,
This is
By the
why I
way.
have the days out.
I got my drowsy.
Woo!
I
I
got in
highly
on that
recommend
drop.
anybody who has her. Okay, when she smelled so much like Purple Pants Rania. Oh my
Yeah?
gosh, it's like they both have that Steve's purple acid in their ancestry, and it's just like,
I'm sorry, I missed.
good.
How far along was she?
She was sorry. I got
Oh.
distracted.
I know.
I wasn't saying that like fucking that way.
Worries,
I
no
thought
worries.
you already said it.
No.
Hey, it's pertinent information. We got to know.
Inquiring minds need to know.
Got to know. Yeah, I'm just thinking. I feel like I just got that
She-
in. It couldn't have
Oh,
been.
well, I had her as a tester.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So I found bud rot on her. She was on day 81. She would definitely have gone longer. So she's not an 84 and out the door kind of girl. At least my girl
Really?
wasn't an 84 and out the door. And she was pretty big too.
More sativa oriented, do you think? possibly.
Possible. I think she was looking very hybridy to me.
Well,
very
you know what?
bushy, but she had those like fingers that would go out, and her leaves were like they definitely
Oh.
have some body to them, but a lot of his leaves have the like really like elongated leaf points.
All this Alabrije talk, and we're just gonna have to get him back on. That's just gonna have
His
to
work
happen.
is brilliant.
And soon. The obviously, yeah. Tune in next week. Johnny and Rev coming back at you live. The YAG crew.
Hooray! I'm
Right?
so excited.
It's happening. I also want, of course, to let everyone know to come to our Discord. Come hang out with us. It's free. It's easy. It's a cool place to be. Show plants. You don't have to show plants. Just hang out. You can just lurk if you fucking want to. Like it's all good. Go. The link is in the chat right now. If you really need to be hand served your links on the internet, man, you can always DM me on Instagram. Send me that email at cautoflower.gmail.
Available on the
gmail.com.
website too.
And yeah, the Discord's a free resource, guys. There's about 500 growers from all over the world. I'm not saying they're all on there at once chatting, but like it's, we got people. You can get answers. You can get info. You could just have a good time. So come on, use that. Come check out our Patreon. That is how we support the show ourselves. Keep us rolling. We're going to have Patreon exclusive podcasts starting soon. So if you're one of those people who, once you see that locked hour-long episode that you can't access because you don't have damn $5 a month or whatever, like the cheapest tier, like, just go over to our Patreon, get a Patreon subscription. That's where I'm going to be posting those episodes, and that's the only way you're going to be able to hear them. So, starting this Friday, actually. Buckle up.
Ooh.
Buckle up, motherfuckers.
And I don't know, there's no other housekeeping, I don't think, is there? I don't think we didn't get any new Patreons, but that's all right. No worries.
Just want to thank everybody for tuning in live. And if you're listening to this
Amen.
afterwards, thank you as well. And
Ruth.
Yeah.
Yeah, love hanging out with you fools, too. Just,
Oh, the pleasure is ours.
It's good once a week, so we keep it fresh. We try not to communicate a whole lot during the week, unless it's necessary. So when we get on, it's like catching up and at the same time giving you content and entertaining you.
I will say, Monster, when I encountered my issues this week, I very, very badly wanted to, message you about it. And
no, you didn't always give me a holler. You know that. It's not like it's fucking banned.
Not allowed.
And believe me, there are times.
It's Thursday.
I should have.
What are you?
What are you doing,
There's
man?
always times, and like that's kind of how Monster and I's relationship started. I was like using him as a soundboard, like, can I do this? Can I not do this? And he'll straight up, he always tells you the truth and doesn't sugarcoat it. Tells you, no, Captain, you can't boof your bud rot. There's no way you can do that. Gives it to me straight, I appreciate that. And so, like, I don't know where I was going with this. The point is,
should have reached out.
I should have reached out to you when I had the question, but Joint helped me. That was the point.
He's got one of those lights.
Another guy we got to get on the podcast soon.
I know.
Because he's got a drop coming up, and we're doing a grow together with Joint's new drop. So,
looks fucking fire. Kid's been working hard. You know what I'm saying? It's working really hard, guy.
Really hard, man. And like amazing stuff. And we have, there's no like names for any of the stuff yet. You're just seeing like lineages. It's like, oh my god, is that breeder? Holy shit, is that? Oh my god, that's that one. There's like over a dozen things. He told me some stuff might come off and others might go on, but like, yeah, really, if there's ever been a harder working breeder, I haven't found him. So again, another guy we're gonna have on soon. And yeah, guys, thank you. Thank you, Monster. Thank you, G3. Thank you, audience. And yeah, we'll talk to you next week.
Mm-hmm. And as
Gag
always.
crew. And as
That's gonna be
always. Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be a shit show. If of course you know it's gonna be a shit show. But that's
I might have
in
to
a
drink
really
for
good
that one.
way. Yeah. I mean, it's something hard, man, like a fucking 48 proof bourbon or something.
I got some Johnny Walker Green.
48%. I mean, right? I always get
Yeah.
proof and percent mixed up.
The guy in the liquor industry.
No, it's proof is double
Proof is
the
lower.
percentage. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, proof you go higher than
Higher.
100%.
I'm sorry. You're
like,
I don't know.
yeah. So it's like, yeah, if you're at 40% alcohol, which is
80
typical.
proof.
You're at 80 proof, right? That's typical. All right, that makes sense. I don't work in the alcohol biz. I work in the beer biz. It's different.
You're right.
Because beer is absolutely
different.
not alcohol.
Well, it's just percentage. we don't do proof with.
No, that's right. I've
You
never
could,
seen
though.
proof on a beer.
Could you?
Why not, right? Has a percentage of alcohol in it.
No. There's a reason they call it that. Like, there's a reason. Like, it's the proof. I forget what the historical reason is.
Right. I guess I don't
Yeah,
know
well,
what proof
I'll have to
actually
do some
like
Googling.
means. Just
Yeah.
know that it's double percentage.
I bet you the story sucks though.
It wasn't that great. But guys, we could ramble all night. Thank you for joining us. We hope you learned a thing or two. And next time, don't get caught.